Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Try to get back a little sooner this time. I'm going to try to get these out a little earlier, like once a month or a couple times a month at least, so bear with me. My last video I was talking about the PlayStation 3 and was delighted to see I had a handful of games installed in there. I don't feel the need to really go on the PlayStation Store and download more, or DLC, because I already have all the DLC that I wanted for the MotorStorm games. That was the primary thing that I ordered, years ago. So I think I've got all the DLC I want. And then 360, I usually reserve that for the multiplats and get most of my games for that system. So that one I've already went through and spent like 5 weeks going through the whole store and getting every game I wanted and all the DLC and everything else. But this time I want to show my physical PlayStation 3 collection, which is not huge. It's small, and you'll see that it's very carefully, curated. I mean, I went through and picked out just the exclusives that I like. I don't like, some of the exclusives like the Infamous or Prototype. There's a few of those that I think are okay, but I don't like them enough to buy them and play them. But I've got most of the PlayStation 3 games that I'm happy with. There's one which I'll get to later. I'll talk about that later. I'd like to get, but it's not the end of the world. But I do have a modest little collection of them. I thought I'd show them, and then we'll talk about this thing with Sony, which is discouraging with the whole thing with a physical disc. I mean, I'm not surprised, but we still have options, I think, but we'll see. In the meantime, though, I'm happy to play the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 Pro I still have, and pretty active on that, and Series X, obviously, for the Xbox stuff. But let me get into it. I'll start with the racing games. I got them kind of separated as far as like racing games, and I have all the multiplats, and then I have all the exclusives. About 2/3 of what I have should be exclusives for the PlayStation 3. That's primarily what my main goal with having that is, just to play Uncharted and the games that are designed to go on that system. Actually, that one I've got a PS4 remastered, where all of the Uncharted games are at 60 frames a second. And I don't know if it's 4K or 1080p, but they sure look good. Let me see. So the racing games, I've got, this was the one exclusive that was for the PlayStation 3, and that's the Ridge Racer 7. I have Ridge Racer 6 for the Xbox 360, but this is pretty good. It's kind of annoying to hear this girl constantly talking in your ear when you're racing, but aside from that, it's a really good, solid Ridge Racer game in the series. This one and 6 I like quite a bit. I had a screenshot in my post that I showed of this Ferrari Challenge. This is primarily a PlayStation 3 game. Now, I think it was on the Wii too, possibly, but it's not on the Xbox. So this is considered, I would consider this an exclusive, console exclusive at least, compared to Microsoft not having it. Of course, MotorStorm. It's a fantastic game. There was some DLC for this a long time ago. I think a couple extra cars and tracks, and I missed the boat, God, years ago. This was like a long time ago. But I did get them all for the next one I'll show. This is my favorite, is Pacific Rift. I've actually never even played the first MotorStorm, only Apocalypse and Pacific Rift. This is, Metal Jesus loves this. This is like his favorite too. It's a fantastic game, this Motorsport Pacific Rift. This is where it goes on kind of like a Hawaiian island, and it has just tremendous verticality and huge epic jumps. It really captures it. It has some good in-car views and one over the hood and then third-person views. This is a very fun, extremely addictive and challenging game, but it's fantastic. You can just rev the piss out of these things till right the engine's ready to blow up and then back off a little bit. And that's kind of what you do, is you master maximizing the throttle but yet not blowing your motor sky high, which is pretty cool, kind of like in real life actually. But fantastic game. I can't rave about this enough. This is the best in the Motorsport or MotorStorm series. This is the Apocalypse one. Now, some of these are in 3D. This one's in 3D. I don't think Pacific Rift is, but this one, the third one, was in 3D. I've got a 3D TV, a premium, like a $4,000 one back in 2015. I think I bought it. And it's a 55-inch, but it's a fantastic, it's a 3D TV, 4K HDR. It's designed for games. It's got really low input lag. That one is where I had the PlayStation 3 hooked up and I was recovering in the bedroom, but I've since then moved it out here. But the Apocalypse is really good. The whole environment's changed. It's like earthquakes and huge storms, and so buildings will collapse. That way your second lap that you take around, now you get a different path. You have to go down through the buildings instead of on top of them or what have you. So it's pretty cool. It's a really action-packed game, very good graphics. Music's not bad, but the 3D I've never tried. I'm actually, a lot of the PlayStation 3 games are in 3D, which is neat. I've never checked it out. I need to get my active Samsung glasses and make sure the batteries are good in them and then play it on. I've got I've got a Sony Blu-ray player that's a 4K one, but it also is like the last of the 3D ones. So I bought 2 brand new ones. I put one away in a box. I've never opened it. And then I have the other one. That way I'll keep my 3D movies going as long as I can, in the games too, for that matter. Sea-Doo Challenge, that was another one. It's kind of a racing game, although not with cars, but I recently got this like in the last year I bought this. And I was looking for this for years, never found it. Now I see like 3 of them on the shelf, but it's a great game, one of the better snowmobile games. I have another copy of Skate 3. I have this already on the 360, but it doesn't hurt to have another one. Fantastic game. This I'm thrilled to have in my physical collection. This would be a multi-plat here. So this one I would put with the multi-plats. Like I said, I've got this Skate 3 on the 360, but this one, just to have an extra as a backup, isn't bad either. So I've got those, and then I've got a few more racing games here. I just picked up this one today, and that's Mod Nation Racers. This is a fantastic, kind of a Mario Kart type game, or some of those Crash games, and it's really cool. I'm not big on the whole kart racing thing. A lot of it's kind of too cartoony, and just kind of not my thing. I'm more like the Blur that has more of the realistic looking cars. These cars are kind of neat. They're cartoon cars, but you can see they emulate real life cars, and it's just a neat, lot of drifting. I like this because it's kind of like a ridge racer. You do extreme drifting. It's quite challenging from what I've heard. And so I watched a bunch of reviews on this and was really intrigued. I'm dying to play this tonight. I want to put this in and see how it is. I just got from my game place and traded one game in for it, but a great game. This looks really good. I'm amazed I didn't decide to pick this up years ago. I just kind of wrote it off as a Mario Kart clone, which it is, but it looks like it's even better in my opinion. Some of the jumps, and you can even make your own tracks and everything. It's got some you get your money's worth for this. This is like $20 it cost me. $20 and like 10 cents, and it's a really good deal. For 20 bucks, you can't find a good racing game this good on some of the current gen systems. Of course, Twisted Metal, this is the reboot from 2012. This is what I got the PlayStation 3 for, just to play this. This is a great game. It's got some DLC, pre-order DLC in this also. I think it came with Twisted Metal Black digitally. So kind of like how you get the Medal of Honor 2010 game and you can get the Medal of Honor Frontline HD. This is kind of the same thing. You get an HD version of Twisted Metal Black. So I can download this right in there and I already have Twisted Metal Black in there, but it's a great game. So I love this game. You just play in the challenge mode. You create your own single player campaign by going through and selecting the levels and enemies. And then it's like playing, literally like one and 2 or black, where you've got like a legitimate A through B going through all the levels or missions or cities or whatever. What I don't like about the campaign is it's way over the top with these giant robots you got to deal with and giant monster trucks that are as tall as a 10-story building. And it just has a lot of really weird out there shit. But you can design the levels to be more of a traditional Twisted Metal using the challenge mode. I'm going to do a video soon on that because it's you want to really get the most out of this game. That's the way to play it, not the single player campaign, believe it or not. And actually, this is the last game that I played a multiplayer online. I was unbeatable. I won in every single multiplayer map on it. They were getting pissed and kind of all ganging up on me. It's consequent levels that I had gone through, which was interesting. Gran Turismo 6. Now, this is strange. Right before I moved here, I went to install this. I'll put this in. I want to drive that C7 Corvette. I know that's in here. This was brand new in 2014 when they had the C7 Vet, which is now the last generation Vet. And And it took 7.5 hours. We had high-speed internet, 7.5 hours to download all of the updates. I mean, it's almost an 8-hour day. I stayed up all night. I'd fall asleep on the couch and wake up. I'd have to redo the rest of it, reset it again. For some reason, it would shut off after downloading so many hours. So I stayed up all night, and I was so pissed. I've still to this day never played it. So hopefully I won't have to do another 7 hours of updates in there, but they should all be inside there, hopefully. This is an exclusive for the PlayStation 3, even though the original was for the Xbox 360 as an exclusive, and that's Full Auto 2 Battle Lines. This is a fantastic game. In fact, it's a lot more refined than the, I don't know what year that came out, but the original on the Xbox 360 of Full Auto, which is one of my favorites. That was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to get a 360 was to play that game. This one I've never played, but I'm anxious to play it, and I watched a lot of reviews. It looks like it's even better graphics and a lot more going on in this, and the level design. You get bigger areas to cruise around in, which is pretty cool. So this is a great exclusive to get racing game. Fuel, this would be considered a multi-plat. This was certainly on the Xbox 360. And it's supposedly in the Guinness Book of World Records, it has the biggest open world of any game. Now that may have been changed. Maybe, Assassin's Creed Odyssey may have beaten it by now. I don't know. But at the time, it was the biggest open world game ever made is in this strange game. Mark Bustler from Classic Game Room had kind of a love-hate relationship with this game too. But it's a good game. It's just different. It's way out there. And then my last racing game is Dirt Showdown. This would be a multi-plat as well. This I tried to find in a 360 copy. I couldn't find it. I eventually just said fuck it and just got the PlayStation 3 one. But this is a great game. This is a lot more arcadey. It's not like the rally racing, which you get on Dirt 1, 2, and 3. This is more of like, Gymkhana stuff and all that. But I played this at a friend's house. I don't know if it was on the 360 or if it was a PlayStation 3, but I liked it. So I eventually bought it, but I haven't put it in and actually tried playing it myself. But that should be the last of the racing games. Now I'll get into the multi-plats, what's left of them. Of course, this is one of the first ones I bought, Wolfenstein from 2009 from the incredible Raven Software. It's just such a tragedy that they do a great job on the Call of Duty maps, and they did the remaster of the first Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. They remastered that, and it's a really good job. It's like a masterful job, remaking the game much better than it ever looked. And everything. It's a shame because Raven Software made a Singularity and Wolfenstein. This I think is a better and more refined, finished game than Singularity. Singularity was like twice the size of what it is now, and they had to cut out huge chunks out of it just to get it to where they could get something out of it and sell it. So unfortunately, that game is severely hacked up, as good as it is. But this game, Wolfenstein from 2009, is a great game, and I highly recommend this. In fact, I'm going to go through and play it. I've played it beat it 3 times. I may try it on hard this next time, but this is a great game. I still have my original strategy guide for this as well, but I can't rave about this enough. In fact, you can see reviews that I've done in my reviews playlist, and you can watch my review of this. It's a great game. This is an interesting one, Shell Shock Blood Trails. I love the Shell Shock NAM 67 game. And that's one of the games that I want to beat pretty soon because I've never been able to beat. I got pretty far into like 2/3 in, and I got stuck in one level. And so I may restart it from the beginning, but this is a sequel to it. It wasn't received particularly well, but it's a great game. It's a really eerie, disturbing game. I'll put it that way. It really freaks me out. This is it's an unusual hybrid because it's a Vietnam game, but yet they bring up this whole horror element to it, and later in the game it gets more of a horror game than it is not a World War II, but a Vietnam conflict game. So it's an interesting story, and it is a very challenging game. And the problem is on this, I had it initially, and I played through it on the Xbox 360, and I liked it. I think I sold it when I got this instead. And it had a lot of QuickTime events that you had to do, and they were really hard. The timing was like very frustrating trying to get them. You'd have to try several times. So I said, fuck that. This you play using the 6-axis controller, which I particularly like. A lot of people don't like them, but I love the 6-axis controller, especially for Killzone 2 or for this. It's fantastic. And this had the same QuickTime events, but instead of QuickTime events, you just simply you tilt the back and forth the 6-axis PlayStation 3 controller, and you can get through it a lot easier. So that's why this is the preferred version that I would prefer and would recommend getting and playing as a PlayStation 3 one. This game I pre-ordered. What's this? Batman Arkham Origins. This is the Origins game. Now this I had for the PlayStation 4. I have all the other ones, they're remasters. And then on the 360, I've got Arkham Asylum and City and all that. But this is a game that, because I had some of the new ones at the time I had the PlayStation 4, I wanted to get this on the Sony system along with all the other ones. And I think it gave me the 60s Batman outfit plus all the other Batman outfits. So I have all the DLC that came with this as a pre-order bonus, which is pretty cool. So this is a great game. In fact, I like it so much, I've got the 360 version and this one. Let's see. Fuse, this is one of the ones that my friend gave me from Chicago. He gave me a bunch of 7th gen games. This is one of the ones I picked. I've always wanted to try this, so I'm going to try this pretty soon. I don't know much about it. I've only seen like 1 or 2 reviews. But it looks good for a PlayStation 3 game. I think it's a multiplat. This is another one, Earth Defense Force. Now I have for the 360 the 2025 one. So I was thrilled to get this is the original Insect Armageddon one. This is a great game. It's kind of very janky gameplay, and the frame rate takes a massive shit off and on constantly. But considering what you can do with the giant insects and ants coming over buildings, it's just really intense. So I was thrilled to get this, and this is one of the games that he offered. He said, here's a bunch of pictures and games, let me know if you want anything. So this is one of the ones I picked out. I think this was too, I'm not sure, Brink. I might have bought this one, I can't remember. But this is another game I've always wanted to try. It's kind of like a water world. You're in this kind of a futuristic water world kind of city, and you're fighting God knows what. It really was an online multiplayer game, but it does have a single player offline dynamic to it that you can play and enjoy, so I thought I'd try it. Here's Vanquish. This is a great game. A lot of people rave about this. I think this was the same dev as Binary Domain. I'm not sure, but this is a great game, this Vanquish thing. Super high speed, just very impressive, huge set pieces and special moments. And it just looks like a really well done, very polished, kind of a fast speed, kind of like a Quake, how fast it was. That's what it reminds me of, kind of like a modern Quake game. I got someone beeping me on my phone here. Starhawk, this had a really good multiplayer aspect to it. I think that's been long gone now, but it's a fantastic game. You can do like a small, it's not a particularly lengthy campaign, but there is a solo offline campaign you can do. In fact, this has the Peggy 16. This is, I don't know, someone must have sent this in from overseas, but I can't remember who it was, but I appreciate it because this is a game that I've been anxious to try. Mark Bussler did a good review of this. He kind of sold me on it. And then I have the Force Unleashed. This is the Sith edition, which has all the DLC. And then I also have a steelbook. In fact, they're both steelbooks. It's a steelbook of the Force Unleashed 2. So these I'm anxious to play, and I have both of these on the 362 just because they're really good Star Wars games. This is one of the ones my friend gave me recently from Illinois, the Walking Dead Survival Instinct. This is another game that I love and I have for the 360. The 360 has all the DLC for that. This one doesn't. But a great game, and I'm thrilled to have it as a backup on the PlayStation 3. You never know down the road when our shit turns into bricks that we're going to be clamoring to get 7th gen consoles and games. That's why I'd get them now, guys. Don't wait till the end of the year to get a PlayStation 3 game before they shut the store down. Because I have a feeling the games are just going to keep going up in price. So get them now. If there's something you really want, pay for it. Because it's going to be more expensive later. And then once the shit really does go offline, prices are going to just like rocket up. It will be unaffordable. Most of these you're going to have to pass on. This is one that I'm sure will be cheap no matter what happens. That's Duke Nukem Forever. I love this game. Some people love it, some people hate it. But if you're a real Duke Nukem fan, you can't help yourself but loving it. It's a good, challenging game, too. It's a great game. Plus, I have, not for this version, but I got the DLC for the Doctor that cloned me and everything else that's on the other. For the 360, I've got all the DLC for that. This is another one my friend gave me just recently, the Grand Theft Auto 5. So now I have both versions, one on the 360 and one on the PlayStation 3. And I beat the 360 one. I think I've got like 100 to 120 hours. I have 100 hours in the story, then another 20 hours trying to do all the stunt jumps and flying under the bridges and everything. And I gave up on it. Some of them were incredibly difficult to do. I said, you know what, it's 100%, that's good enough. But I got literally upwards of 120 hours in this. That was back when I could sit and play a game, and put a lot of hours in, 70 hours a night. I can't do it anymore. But this I remember buying, right, not long before we moved to Idaho. I bought this. I remember buying this at the mall in Roseville. This was brand new at the time. And this is the original trilogy. This is before the remasters. Now the remasters are good, but they cut did a lot of censoring of girls' butts and other stuff like that. They've all had these low-angle shots of a girl's ass, looking up. They took all that out on the remastered one, so you're getting a seriously censored remaster. So it's nice having this, and I also have them for the 360, all of the games as well. So it's just nice to have all this stuff. Okay, here's the next ones are the God of War collection. This is God of War 1 and 2, so I've got this. This I focused on getting all this stuff last year. God of War 3, so you got 1, 2, and 3 here. And then I have the God of War Origins collection. These are the PSP games that they put it on the PlayStation 3 and kind of like a remaster of them. Now these are in 3D here. Some of these are in 3D, some aren't. So I can actually play both of these in 3D, which I'm anxious to see how that looks. And then I have Ascension here in a steel case, really handsome steel case. And this is Ascension here. Fantastic game. I remember seeing reviews of this. Is one of the last good God of War games that we had before they took them down. SOCOM 4, yeah, this is. This I played about 3 or 4 hours of this. I thought it was pretty good. It's not great. This is also in 3D as well. I have the first 3 or 4 SOCOM games and all the strategy guides for them that were on the PlayStation 2, but this one was on the PlayStation 3. And I like it. I like to go through and finish the rest of it, but I thought it was great. I didn't see where all the hate was coming from on it, frankly. This is technically... It's a PlayStation 3 game. I think it's on the Wii too, but you can't get it on the 360. So to me, it's like it's a PlayStation 3 game. That's this House of the Dead Overkill extended cut. This is a great game. It's like a light gun game, unfortunately, without a light gun. And that's in 3D too, ironically. But it looks good. It looks like a really fun game. You can just use a regular controller, maybe even a 6-axis and get through it. This game I ordered for the 360, pre-ordered this thing like a year before it came out. And it kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. That's Rambo the video game. This is going up. This is a highly expensive game. It's over $100 now, I think. And this is going to go up a lot more when the store closes. In fact, I even tried to download the free Baker Team DLC, and I've tried it like dozens of times. It will not let me download it. Or maybe I haven't, it won't open up or something. But the bottom line is I couldn't access it. And I had a couple friends that had it on their PlayStation 3, and they couldn't do it either. So maybe, I know the PC users, I think, have access to it, but I'm not. But it's a PlayStation 3 game. It was going to be out on the 360, but they changed it. At the last minute, my manager at the GameStop said, Dean, I got to change this to a PlayStation 3 because I just found out they canceled the 360 ones. And it was supposed to come with a really cool bobblehead of Rambo with a big head, and he's got the bandana on. He's like an AK-47 in his hand. It looks cool, and someone stole my pre-order. It came in. I couldn't get there till the next day because I had work. I raced down there right when they opened in the morning before going to my job and picked it up. And I go, where's the pre-order bonus? So I go, I don't know. I think it might have came in. It was around here. I think someone took it. I'm like, oh, you got to be shitting me. So it's a shame I don't have it. Someone stole it, but it came with a little Rambo bobblehead anyway. But I actually like this. I have a review of this. You can see. I think it's a great game. It's not perfect. If it was a light gun game, it'd be worth. I think it would be more valuable, and people would have found more fun in it. It's very difficult. It initially starts off okay, but You get about 2/3 of the way into it, and it's like insanely difficult. If I'd have to probably restart it on easy if it has an easy mode, because there's no way you can get through it. Even an Angry Joe went nuts trying to beat this thing. But I like it. And then, of course, these guys went on to do more, for the Terminator games, and what's the other ones they've done recently? They just did a couple. Oh, the RoboCop games as well. But yeah, this is a studio that started off doing kind of a shitty games, and now their stuff is pretty good. To where if they say they got a new game coming out, I'm quite interested. Dehydrated, guys. Heavy Rain, still haven't played it. Got a greatest hits version of that. Does it have 3D? I don't see it. It's kind of like a story-based, kind of like, I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, it's a story-based game, and there's different things you can kind of get different endings depending on what you do in it. But it looks pretty good. This I bought new because it had here it is. It's a 2010 Medal of Honor. Now I played through the 360 one initially, I think, or maybe I did play through this one. And it comes, if you look right up here, it says it comes with the download code for the HD remaster of Medal of Honor Frontline. HD, I think it's 1080p, but it looks fantastic. It has a couple weird sound glitches, supposedly, from what I've heard of reviews, but it's a really good way to play. You want to play it to where it doesn't look so dark, because the original one I played was PS2 or whatever, back at the time, was like really dark. The blacks and the darks were really dark, but this is a lighter version of it, and it's a more refined version. So I love the 2010. I don't get the hate for this. I really don't. I've played through it twice. I love the game. I like Warfighter, the sequel to it as well. I don't know why people don't like them, but political correctness, not popular, showing Americans, beating up on third world people. I see why people are down on it, but it's a shame because they're good war games. I don't see any problems with them at all. And the sound is impeccable. Excellent sound design on both of those Medal of Honor games. Good graphics too. I think they're Dice Engine. Yeah, Dice Engine on them. They look great. Killzone Trilogy. This one's shooting up too. This is one you want to try to get soon before it goes up anymore. It's in 3D too. They took the PlayStation 2 one, and that one I think was a code, or maybe it's on disc, but you get basically the 3 Killzone games in one nice package. The Tomb Raider trilogy is in a nice package too. This is what I like about Sony, is they made a whole bunch of these. I'm only missing the Prince of Persia one. That's the only trilogy that I'm missing that I want. That really is the last game. I think that's the only game that I've got left to get for my PlayStation 3 collection, and I'll have them all. And the reason why I want that one, even though I have them all recently, got them on the 360, is that they're in 3D. So it'd be kind of cool to play those games in 3D. In fact, here's another one. Here's a Splinter Cell trilogy. You can play that in 3D. This is right on the bottom. So it's Sony, because of course, they own the whole Blu-ray thing. Of course, they owned all the 3D TVs when they were popular. So it was nice that they actually utilized, to go with their TVs, 3D gaming. I'm dying to try it out. I'm going to have to play one soon with the 3D glasses on in the bedroom. This is one I got last year. I was thrilled to finally get this. This is a Sly Cooper trilogy, all 3 PlayStation 2 games in one nice package, a hell of a deal. This is the one I thought that was it. I didn't know there was any other ones. And a friend of mine goes, "Oh no, Dean, there's a 4th one you want to get on the PlayStation 3." And I did some research, and it's this one. It's a Thieves in Time. So here's the final Sly Cooper. In fact, my friend Jeremy, and it's in 3D, along with it. These are in 3D too. Wow. So he just got the trilogy before it went up any higher. He got it before, because it's starting to get expensive. And then I told him about this one last night. He's going to be getting this one next. That way he'll have all of the Sly Cooper games. Here we go, of course, the Uncharted. Now I have these for the PlayStation 4 that I can play in a higher resolution and in 60 frames a second, all 3 of them. So, but it's nice to have the PlayStation 3 copies anyway. So I've got that one, Uncharted, Uncharted 2. I don't see 3D on this one, but here's Uncharted 2. Game of the Year edition. Wow, this probably has a DLC on disc. Let me see if it has any codes inside. This is back when they had really nice booklets, thick booklets in color. Yeah, it's even in color. I don't know. I'll have to dig through there and look, but it probably has a deal. I don't see a slip for the code. It probably has a DLC on the disc, which would be awesome. And then Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. A lot of people like this one too, actually. I think you showed them as a kid back in this, kind of like going back in time kind of deal. And then the first game that my wife got me, my mother's husband, Ray, my father-in-law, I call him, he got me the 2011 the PlayStation 3 with a 160 gig hard drive. And then he got me a couple of games. My wife got me a game for my birthday to go with it. She knew that I was going to get it, so she got me this Resistance game, which is really good. I'm probably halfway through this. God, like 4 or 5 years ago, I started going through this, and I got stuck on one level. The game ramps up. These are challenging games. I don't know how the other two are. And I have Resistance 2, same deal. Insomniac did this. I don't know if this one has this DLC or not. It could. Greatest Hits quite often will have that. And then Resistance 3. Oh, this one's in 3D, so I can at least play the last one in 3D. Some people like the Resistance 3 as much as the other ones, but anyway, that's it. That's my 360, or I keep saying 360 because I have that on my brain all the time. That's my PlayStation 3 games. So it's not a huge collection, but maybe 50 or so, I'm guessing. I don't know, 40, 50 games. And now I'll show you what I'm about to play right now. I want to get in. Now I've been talking so much about The Godfather, I actually want to play this. Now I have 90 hours, a lot of hours in the original Xbox version of this, but this is much better. Lighting effects, fire effects, much better resolution. The frame rate was really down. When you had like multiple car chases in the city on the first Godfather on the Xbox, the slowdown's on like 15 frames a second. It's like horrendous, but it's much better on this. So I want to play this. I had started to play this right when I moved here, and I want to get back into this too. But this first one, I don't want to get on a big downer thing, but after my last video and talking about the health stuff, since that video, 2 days after that video, I had the results of more tests that I had done, and it's not good. It's just not good. So I've got the associate pastor of my church. I reached out to him, and I'm going to try to get with him. He wants to pray for me, and he pray for like a healing, because that's it. If I don't have that, I'm going to have some serious problems sooner rather than later. So it's given me a huge motivation and just a whole different way of looking at life. There's no point in beating myself up. I should have, retired 3 years ago. It's not going to help me, to regrets and just live with regrets. And I have a lot of problems with my heart, and it's dying. That's precisely what my doctor said. He said, you won't live through the surgery, so you've got to use medication. You've got to really cut out any sugars and carbohydrates, all this kind of stuff. So I've been on a pretty strict program. I've lost 32 pounds, I think, since I weighed myself. God, it was near the end of last year. I've lost a little over 30 pounds. I probably put a couple of pounds on being at home and being inactive, but he doesn't even want me walking right now. He says, you have so much blockage, 86% blockage. He said that those 3 bypasses that they did are the only thing that's keeping you alive, because the heart's dying. He said you're getting no oxygen to the bottom half of it. So he's giving me this new nitro pills that you take once a day, and they kind of keep you wired at night. I don't like them for that reason, but it opens up, kind of like nitroglycerin does when you take it in an emergency. It kind of opens up your veins and arteries a little bit more so they don't close up. So I'm on that. And then there's another angina medication I'm just starting now. So it's not good. And he can't predict, you'll live 6 months or a year. I don't think I'm going to be living a long time, but unless a miracle comes, I believe in God, and I believe in eternal life and in going to heaven. So I have no fears of dying, but I don't want to leave my cat, 17. He loves me. He'd be devastated if I left. My wife, certainly. We've been at each other's throats for 30 years, but we've been together a long time. She doesn't want to see me die either, naturally. So I'm just doing the best I can. But one of the things that's kind of given me a fresh look is just, I don't want to wait anymore. I want to start playing the games I want now. So I want to play some of the games I've been meaning to play. Now I'm really very motivated to play them. But I'm going to do my favorites. I want to go through, and I want to go through the Bureau XCOM. This is one of my my top 10 favorite Xbox 360 games, believe it or not, is this one. So I want to go back through that campaign again. I want to play this again for the 4th or 5th time, and maybe on hard this time. The last level is brutally tough. I don't know if I can do it on hard. I could beat the whole game up until that last level, and I don't think I can do it. Now, I just beat this right before I moved here, the Tides of War, but I haven't done the PlayStation 2 version, which is my favorite. This is the best. This has got good lighting. It's closer to the PC one, except that you don't have the stamina. This one is more intricate levels. There's additional levels and parts in this that aren't in the other versions. And they added more color. They kind of brightened it up a little bit. So this has multiplayer in it. It's a little everything. They had a campaign. This is just a single player campaign. And there's like double of the hidden areas and goal to find. So this one's a lot more intricate. And I haven't played this god in probably like the 2012 or 13. It's been a long time. So now that I got that Retro Tank 5X Pro, I can play this in 1080p. Especially the PlayStation 2 games are like just have real jaggies on them, and they just aren't as good looking with the lighting and the refinement that you get on the original Xbox. But this will be awesome to play this with it. Now that I got the Retro Tank 5X Pro, it's going to look amazing. So this is my dream, is to kind of like my last year, or however, I could be gone in a month. I have chest pains literally every day, and that could be the beginning of a stroke or heart attack. But I'm going to play all of these games. Roadkill, I played the PlayStation 2 one. I'm only halfway through the original Xbox one, so I want to finish this one, the last half of that. This one I never finished. It's another game I'm dying to play. I want to play this back from the beginning, go all the way through it again. That one I want to play now that I can get the 5X Pro to make it look a lot sharper. And then the Manhunt 2. I've always been wanting to play this god since, I think the last time I played this like 2012 or 11. It's been a long time, so I want to get this one and play it. And then I found finally a year or so ago, I've had this is my old used strategy guide I got when I was in California. This one is for the Operation Resurrection, and you can really see the difference. I didn't even know that there was an Xbox one. Here's an official original Xbox one just for the Xbox version, and it has all the multiplayer maps and everything for the multiplayer. So it's nice to actually have both of these. And I've also played the PC version. That was the first game I downloaded on PC via Steam initially when I had it back in 2011 or so. I downloaded the Wolfenstein Return to Castle, so I played all the way through the PC version to see the differences. They had a stamina bar you got to deal with, but the Resurrection or Operation Resurrection, you actually have more levels, more intricate. It'll be like some of the buildings you go into, there's like additional extra rooms and hidden areas. There's a lot more hidden shit than there is in the Xbox and the other version. But the Operation Resurrection is like an RPG too. When you find all the gold, it's not just finding collectibles for the sake of finding collectibles. You use it to upgrade. You can upgrade your max health, you can upgrade your weapons, you can all kinds of, so it's like an RPG game. So you can allocate all of those bonus points at the end of every level, and you can start upgrading your, putting a scope on your carbine and all that kind of stuff. So step by step, you're increasing your weapons and their effectiveness against the enemies, which is awesome. So that's why I love the Operation Resurrection. To me, it's the best solo campaign there is. It's bigger, longer, better, more intricate. It's an RPG on top of it. And just an excellent game, and I love the music to it too. It's fantastic. But that's it, guys. That's my, shows you a little bit of my PlayStation 3 collection. I'm going to be, over the next few months, I'm going to show you my other Xbox 360 collection, my original Xbox collection, PlayStation 2 collection, and I've got just a handful for the GameCube and the 3DS XL. But finishing up with Sony on this whole thing, I've watched a lot of really interesting podcasts and videos and people talking about it. I'm not surprised. Sony came back with an elaborate explanation, but basically they're just going to go ahead and do what they're going to do, and they're not worried about it. They're not worried about the people that are going to supposedly not get their consoles, so we'll see. But I saw someone that had interviewed, God, I can't think of if it was Luke Stevens or one. I've watched someone recently in a video on it, and they went to this. There was some Comic Con thing, or there was like a GDC, or one of those big conventions back east with gamers, and there's a lot of people selling video games there and movies and what have you, collectibles. And so they took a microphone and just went around asking people there, in their cosplay outfits, like, how do you feel about this whole thing with Sony? And like 8 out of 10 of them, they had interviewed like upwards of 100 people. They actually did a lot of legwork on it. And most of them said, oh yeah, no, I mean, I typically buy digital, but no, I don't, we should have the option to buy physical. That's it, So it looked like it was 85, 90% of them seemed to say that. But then they also asked them after that question, they go, are you going to get GTA 6 when it comes out? That was a whole different story. So they say they're not going to, they'll go ahead and boycott Sony supposedly, but yet they're going to have to buy a modern day system. They're going to have to get like a Series X or a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 6 in order to play GTA 6. And it's not coming on consoles. I don't think it's going to be a physical version. It's going to be coming, but it'll be a digital format. But the same people, they asked all these same people, so the 85%, they're, oh yeah, no, we need to stand together, we'll boycott this. But then when they're asked about GTA 6, yeah, I have to get it. I mean, it is GTA 6. Of course I'm going to get it, And they all answered that way. It's like 80, 90% of them. So it tells you, I'm like, well, it's the same thing. And to me, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that Sony came out with this right after Rockstar announced when their game was going to come out, and they showed another new trailer or something on it. And then of course they've already made like $1 billion in pre-orders already. It's like, what's the point of pre-ordering a digital game? Are they going to run out of the codes? I mean, it's ridiculous. But it's just interesting that people, they'll in the end, they're going to do what they're going to do. And then most of them, and then like a lot of podcasts, they've done surveys, and people have like talked about this for weeks now. And it's interesting to see what everyone says. A lot of it's just the same shit. I get tired of hearing it, but it's interesting. Some people will make a stand for certain things that they deem as being valuable. Naturally, all the people that love physical media and collectibles, they were all hands up. Yeah, no, we got to have the option of getting physical and digital, not just digital. So they all say that. But right afterwards, Sony comes out with a Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2, which I love both of them. They're both fantastic games. I've beaten the first one on the hardened level a few times. It's a great game. But they came out with those, and these aren't remasters. There's no additional footage. There's no nothing. There's no DLC added. They're just straight PS3 ports. I don't even know if they're up-res to 1080p. They're just like regular ports. And they were $40 each, and everyone and their brother tripped all over themselves to buy them. There's a lot of the same people, oh, no, we're going to boycott, we're going to stand together. And then the minute they come out with a new Call of Duty, everyone jumps like ants on a kitchen counter, gets all over it. And it's a joke. These are the same people that supposedly are going to boycott GTA 6 now. GTA 6 is going to come out, and what I feel is going to happen is that they're all going to get it, the digital version on GTA 6. There's going to be like an overwhelming 90-something% of people are going to get it. And at that point, the whole gambit is off. The whole deal is done. Because at that point, everyone else can say, look, Rockstar did it. We're going to do it too. What are they going to do? Not play our games? They're all going to do it. And so I see that it's not a coincidence that Rockstar came out with this, and then right afterwards, within literally a day or two, Sony comes out, oh, we're going to you got a year and a half. Don't worry about it. We're gonna, get rid of the physical games. Everyone wants to buy them digitally anyway. What's funny is if you look at the actual games and what people have actually bought, some of them people have like 30-40% bought physical versions of some of the more modern games the last year or so that have come out. You can see there's like 20%, 30%, 40%. So Sony makes it look like, oh no, it's 90-something% of it people buy digital, but they're playing with the numbers, but it's actually a lot more. I bet at least a third of the people want physical. That's what I've seen with a lot of the interviews of asking people in these surveys and what have you. That's what I think is going to happen. But the whole deal will be lost because of GTA 6. At that point, then everyone's going to go on, and your days of like finding on the PlayStation Store, getting this for $4 will be gone. You'll pay $39.99 for this, and it instead of $4. And they'll rarely ever have sales because they don't have to, unless they're competing with Steam, But the digital thing, I think it's really going to get fucked up, and I have no faith in humanity. I have little faith in the gaming community. Sadly, at the end of the day, they roll over. They always have, and they always will. They made a huge stand back in 2013 with that Xbox One, but they won't. Made the same people today, or things have changed. It's just obviously everyone wants to, because of COVID. Everyone just stays at home and orders, DoorDash and Uber. I mean, people are just lazy. It's I like to physically get out, get in my car, drive down, and pick up my pre-orders. It was fun. It was like a little day trip. I used to film it. Hey, I'm going to go get Rage 2, and we'd stop. I'd get a hamburger in the drive-thru on the way there, and it was just something that was fun videos, and it was like a little celebration of each game, especially the midnight launches. I had to delete my GTA 5 midnight launch because they muted my whole video over 4 seconds of a Heart song that I heard it and immediately turned it off. But there was just enough of it to flag my video, so they just muted the whole thing. I said, what's the point of having it? So I deleted it. It's a shame because it was I had talked to people in line. I had got there hours earlier. And it was a fun video. It's like the end of an era. And damn YouTube, I had to delete my thing. I do have the midnight launch, I think, of the PlayStation 4. So that one, thank God, I didn't have any music playing to screw it up. But anyway, that's what I think about. I think that in the end, we're going to all go to digital. It's going to drive the prices up, and everyone and their brother is going to all of a sudden go, you know what? Fuck it, I want to get a PlayStation 3. I want to get an Xbox 360. When they have to pay $1 million for shit. So, I mean, think of it. Look at now in the PlayStation 5, they don't have that many exclusives that are worth playing. I frankly don't have one game that they have, because Gran Turismo is all a live service game. I don't like The Last of Us Part 2. I don't care for any of these Horizon Zero Dawn deals. I just have there's like no exclusives for me. There's no reason for me to get one. And I was planning on, I wanted to have a PS5 and just like I have, both systems for the other ones. But now the prices are going up. Now they're going to take away the physical option. And then on top of that, you're going to pay another $1,000 more, so you're going to pay $1,400 for the next PlayStation 6 or whatever it is. It ain't going to be $1,000. It's going to be well over $1,000. So now you're going to pay more money for a system that has less functions. Like you can't even put a physical disc in it, so you can't use it to put all your older games and run them. I mean, think about that. It's going to be fucked. But that's where we are now. This is what the gaming community has created this, unfortunately, because they're just going to roll over and just take the easy way out of them. Like I've always said, a man that doesn't stand for something will fall for anything. And I always make a stand. I'm not getting GTA 6. Now, if down the road they come out with a physical version and then I find out that I can play it offline, which I don't think you can, then I'll reconsider. But right now, if it's digital only, plus I question the writing and what have you in the game as well. There's a lot. I'm going to have to really watch a bunch of reviews from big reviewers and little ones. I want to hear everyone's perspective on it. There'll be copies of it, if there are going to be physical copies. Who knows? They might, because they can double dip. They'll know people who already bought the digitals. Now they can sell them all another $100 physical copy. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with one, but we'll see. It's all part of this push to have digital everything. And then you're going to be limited. You're going to have to pay. Sony, you can't do the backwards compatible. Oh, you can get it. You can get Manhunt, on the PlayStation 4, but you have to pay for it. They don't care that you've already paid for it in the PlayStation 2. That's why I like the Xbox. That's why I chose the Series X. I can play original Xbox games. I can play the 360 games and all my Xbox One and One X games. Plus the Series X, it's a no-brainer. And it's free. They don't charge nothing. Hopefully they'll keep that. Xbox is on the ropes right now. That's another whole lengthy rant I'll get into later. But as I'm showing my Xbox 360 collection, I'll deal with that. But anyway, guys, that's just something I thought I'd share with you that you might like to see what I've got in the way of my PlayStation 3 games. And gives you kind of a little shot of where my mind's at with this whole digital versus physical thing. It's very frustrating, but it is what it is. In the end of the day, we're going to have to make decisions on what we're going to do. I'm not paying $1,000, $1,500 for a console. I'll keep the Series X. If it breaks, I'll either get another one or I'll have it fixed. And that's it. That's all I can do. And may not have that much time anyway. I may only have a year or 6 months or a couple of years. I don't know. I'm going to try to stay around as long as I can, but it's concerning. Even right now, I've got chest pains, and I've got medication that helps with that, but it only does so much. And the days going to come where it's something, it's afraid to exercise. I can exercise, a little chunk of plaque breaks up, and it could go downstream and clog, and then I've got a heart attack. So my doctor doesn't even want me walking. He said, you can just take it real easy. Let's see how this medication goes for 3 or 4 weeks. Come back in 4 weeks. We'll look at it again, do more blood work. So he's very cautious. And I have to take his advice. I can't drive. I can't do shit. It sucks. But thank God I can at least watch some movies and play some games. I got a bunch of films I'm picking out to kind of watch one last time too. So I've already got a couple of those out. But I'm really looking forward to playing my favorite games. That's the first thing I want to do. If I have more time, then I'll start chipping away at that backlog. I'm kind of a backlog agnostic. I don't really believe in backlogs. I feel it's, they're all games that you want to play. Some you want to replay, some you don't. But anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks you all for watching. I appreciate all the kind comments and prayers and considerate words and comments you've given on my videos and on my posts. It means a lot. It really does. Thank you all for being wonderful viewers and friends of this channel, and enjoy your games.